So at the very end of 2018, I started to feel like this whole YouTube thing was getting in the way of some broader changes I needed to make to my life and myself. I thought it was hindering my ability to improve. I thought it was a block that I needed to skirt around, go over, or straight up dismantle, charge through, ram a hole through, and no longer worry about. I thought it was a deterrent for me progressing. I thought it was hindering my ability to progress. And you know me, I like my New Year's resolutions. I like treating the new year as this symbolic moment where I can completely reset myself and personality. I make big resolutions on New Year's. And 2019 rolls around, and I was just like, why don't I just leave this YouTube thing behind? I have these broad aspirations to become a more social person, to become extroverted, charismatic, to get out in the real world and go back to school and pursue my education, get a successful career, and really make a difference in the world. At that time, I really wanted to become a university professor and get active and involved with politics. I had these really lofty goals because I was just completely obsessed with the political movement I was a part of at the time. And I thought that my videos made me look bad. I thought they were going to prevent me from being able to pursue those things. And I also thought that they had put me in a negative feedback loop where I was getting praise and affirmation for videos about negative topics or videos that were generally negative in nature. And I thought this was putting me in this strange situation where I was actually associating a dopaminergic reward response with adverse events, with events where I was suffering, with me suffering. And I thought, well, if that's going on, then this is clearly something I have to change. What I didn't realize is I could make more positive videos. I could make videos about other stuff, which is what I ended up doing after this whole fiasco. But it wasn't before some shenanigans. And the shenanigans in question were me on January 2nd, 2019, going on to my YouTube channel and telling the world, I'm leaving YouTube, I'm locking myself out of my account, I'm deleting all of my videos. And that was supposed to be that, one and done, it's over, but I had this copyright dispute, this strike that I had left unresolved, that I was kind of afraid of. I don't remember exactly what was going on with that, but it was basically in this limbo phase where they were requesting more information from me on appeal, and I believe I got convinced by someone to not delete my videos, at least not right away. And I was basically like, screw this, I don't want to deal with all of this. It got way more complicated than I thought it would be in the midst of my feeling of emotional need to dismantle all this and start anew. I was like, this is all really complicated. I'm just going to reset my password, reset the email, throw away the key. And that's what I thought I did. I thought I had zero link to that account whatsoever anymore because it was not tied to a phone number at the time or anything like that. And I thought, like, that was done. And a couple days later, after feeling depressed constantly for those couple days, I tried something random. I tried logging into my account and saying I forgot my password. I don't even think the browser was cached, by the way, so I don't know how YouTube knew this. Maybe they just knew my IP address and the specifics of where I'd typically log in, like what machine I'd log in off of and what kind of browser. But miraculously, it let me reset my password right there, just from on that page, without needing a secondary email to verify, without needing a phone number to verify. They just let me back into my account. And I resolved that dispute, and I started posting again, not too long after that, and I was back on YouTube again. And it was at that moment that I was like, okay, this is a miracle. It is literally a miracle that YouTube has let me do this. I'm not going to fuck this up again. I have way too strong of feelings about this platform and what I'm doing on it to just throw it all away like that. Clearly, it's like existentially upsetting for me because, again, it was something that was constantly bothering me. I felt like I no longer had the biggest hobby that I ever had, the thing that I had been the most obsessed with ever in my life. I felt like that was just gone. I felt like all of the work that I put in over the last couple years to get an audience of my own, to get a community of like-minded people who were interested in the things that I had to say and were interested in adding on to the things that I had to say with their own unique insights in this very detailed way that I hadn't seen on really anybody else's account. Like, I just threw all that away. And the fact that YouTube let me have my account back so easily, so seamlessly, without any feasible way of getting back into it, I thought, to me, this was just a sign. I took it all as a sign that, like, okay, I can't do this again. I can't take this for granted. I can't throw it all away if I'm going to react this strongly and feel like this massive of a hole has been drilled into my life, has been dug into my life, into my soul. And again, it felt like an existential change. And then all of a sudden, it just got reversed. But without that reversal, and without that big change happening, you wouldn't have seen any of the videos that came out after that. You know, no laundromats are cool, no Wyoming arc, none of the stuff I put out now, none of the scripted videos I've done since then where my writing has continually gotten tighter and better. All of the improvements that I've made on my presentation and my speaking abilities, these are things that would have just never happened. And I've been able to entertain thousands upon thousands more people through honing those skills by continuing to post on this channel and by continuing to have a platform where I can actually do that, where people will actually watch that. I could have started a new channel and kept practicing these skills, but I doubt I would have practiced it anywhere near as much without a semi-reliable audience to actually watch some of the stuff I was posting. And so it was a miracle to have YouTube give me my account back that easily, because these are skills that have not just added meaning to my life through this platform or within the confines of this platform and my relation to it. It has also improved my life in terms of making me more sociable, so making it easier to make friends, develop relationships, intimate relationships. It's also made it easier for me to conduct job interviews, because the same skills of presentation and persuasion and speech that I employ in these videos, I've employed there to great success. And so these are skills that have actually translated into the real world and have benefited me in the real world. I think when I wanted to delete my account, or at least completely desert my account, I was really overselling myself. Like, there are limitations that people have. There is a threshold that we can meet, or an inflection point that we can meet, and then we kind of stabilize, or maybe go down a bit and then stabilize, and that's who we're going to be for the rest of our lives. I think this is generally the case. Like, people have a ceiling of improvement that they can get to before they start saying, okay, I found my place in this world, I know what I'm going to do, I know where I'm at, and I probably should not shoot above my pay grade because it's not going to lead to anything, and I'm not going to find enjoyment or meaning in that. And then you do what your mission is in this world. And what I didn't understand at that time is that, to a large extent, this is my mission. You know, making these videos, entertaining people, and continuing to improve at my craft therein. My mission was not to lecture all of these people or, go out and affect politics and these real world events in this substantial way. I just don't have that kind of grassroots extroverted personality. I'm not in touch with the community in that way, nor do I want to be. And I simply do not have the discipline nor the desire to attain the discipline that would be required of someone in that accredited position that I had wanted to get into in order to make arguments regarding historical events, political events, etc. Again, everything revolved around this. I thought I was going to change the world with my knowledge of this stuff and by being really in tune with this stuff. And it all came to a head quite quickly when I just accepted the fact that I was never going to be that big of a person, and that deep down I am not that big of a person. It's not like the roots are not there. The seeds are not there for me to grow into that kind of person at my most fundamental level. The person that's in there deep down is someone pretty small, and that's not a bad thing. I don't think it's bad to live a adventurous, my life's pretty adventurous, but an adventurous yet small, insignificant life. Most people around the world live small and insignificant lives, and accepting that does far more for one's mental and emotional health than constantly aspiring to be something so big merely because you think it will solve some deeper spiritual yearning problem you have. I had a spiritual yearning problem where I thought being part of this mass movement and contributing to it in a significant way would cure some spiritual ailment, some psychosomatic, psychosocial ailment that I had. But in reality, I needed to accept my place in this world and go from there. And getting this channel back and embracing what I viscerally enjoy doing, which is making these videos and delivering these messages to you, was the first step to reaching that broader acceptance of myself as this small person who is just a blip in time, making a tiny, fractal, infinitesimally small impact on the world. That's okay. I don't need to be recognized for anything greater than that. I don't deserve to be recognized for anything greater than that. And that acceptance has allowed me to live a much happier life. I'm so much happier now that I don't feel this need to live all of these ambitions for the sake of themselves. I had ambitions for the sake of themselves, and now I don't. Unraveling all of that really did begin with that ultimatum I tried to make for myself, where I was like, okay, I'm done with this platform. I'm getting off of here. My friendship with YouTube ended. The process of unraveling all of that psychological nonsense that I just explained to you began on that day when I tried to lock this channel up and throw away the key, unsuccessfully. Thank God YouTube let me back in here, because my life would look a hell of a lot different without this channel.